The Bible isn't just a book of faith, it's also filled with real historical events. While many of the Old Testament stories have been questioned for centuries, new archaeological discoveries are proving that these events really happened. Let's dive into the top 10 pieces of evidence from history that support the Old Testament. First, we have the Tel Dan Inscription. Discovered in 1993 in northern Israel, this inscription is one of the most significant archaeological finds related to the Bible. It mentions the House of David, confirming King David was a real historical figure, as well as the dynasty that ruled Judah. This supports what the Bible says in 2 Samuel and 1 Kings about David's kingdom. 2. The Merneptah Stele. Next, we have the Merneptah Stele. Dating back to around 1207 BC, this Egyptian inscription is one of the earliest references to Israel. It mentions a group of people called Israel living in Canaan, an undeniable proof that the Israelites were in the region long before the conquest of Canaan described in the Bible. 3. The Cyrus Cylinder. Moving on, the Cyrus Cylinder is an ancient Persian document that confirms the return of the Jews from Babylonian exile, as predicted by the prophet Isaiah. In the Bible, Cyrus is named as the one who would allow the Israelites to return to their land, and this artifact proves that not only did Cyrus fulfill that prophecy, but he made it official policy. 4. The Moabite Stone. The Moabite Stone, also known as the Merneptah Stele, is another critical piece of evidence. Found in modern-day Jordan, this stone records the victory of King Merneptah of Moab over Israel during the reign of King Ahab, confirming the biblical narrative in 2 Kings. It even mentions the House of David, proving the existence of David's dynasty outside the Bible. 5. The Hittite Empire. For a long time, skeptics doubted the existence of the Hittites, a people mentioned over 50 times in the Old Testament. But the discovery of their capital, Hattusa, and numerous inscriptions in the early 20th century confirmed that the Hittite Empire was very real, existing in the area of modern-day Turkey during the time of the Bible. 6. The Sennacherib Inscription. The Sennacherib inscription is a key Assyrian record that confirms the siege of Jerusalem in 701 BC during King Hezekiah's reign. The inscription tells of the Assyrian king's campaign, while the Bible says God miraculously saved Jerusalem. This alignment adds credibility to the biblical account in 2 Kings chapter 19. 7. The Hezekiah Tunnel. The Hezekiah Tunnel is one of the most remarkable discoveries in Jerusalem. This water tunnel, mentioned in 2 Kings chapter 20 verse 20, was built by King Hezekiah to secure the city's water supply during the Assyrian siege. The tunnel was discovered in 1838, and it remains a significant feat of ancient engineering. 8. The Assyrian Annals. The Assyrian Annals provide historical evidence of the fall of Israel in 722 BC, as detailed in the Bible's account of the 10 tribes' exile. These records document the Assyrian king Tiglath-Pileser III and his conquests, aligning with the biblical narrative in 2 Kings chapter 17. 9. The Nazareth Inscription. The Nazareth Inscription, discovered in the 19th century, is an ancient Roman law that appears to have been a response to early Christian beliefs in Jesus' resurrection. This decree prohibits the desecration of tombs, possibly in reaction to Jesus' resurrection as recorded in the Gospels. 10. The Pool of Siloam. Finally, the Pool of Siloam, mentioned in the Old Testament and in the Gospel of John, has recently been uncovered in Jerusalem. This pool, used for ritual purification, confirms the Bible's account of its existence and its use in ancient Jerusalem. It's a powerful reminder that the events of the Bible took place in a real, historical context. As we've seen today, these 10 historical pieces of evidence confirm the events and people described in the Old Testament. The Bible isn't just a book of faith, it's a reliable historical record. But remember, it's not just about history, it's about how the Bible points to something far more important, the message of salvation through Jesus Christ. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with others who are interested in the history behind the Bible.